Thank you for the opportunity to talk a little bit about our unique approach and about the problems that most companies face when they're trying to mobilize an existing stationary software solution, like for example a ticketing sales, point of sale system or a ticket validation system with turnstiles or whatever. They often start such a project with just putting the software on a tablet PC. Let's say I have a perfect POS software, it's working really good, so why not make it mobile via attaching it to a tablet PC, which is quite common right now, and use it from this one. Actually, it works the first time, but then during operations you will see a lot of problems like networks going down, completely different set of problems than the problems you have with a fully stationary network product. You cannot rely on a database connectivity, you cannot rely on the ordering going through to the backend system and all this stuff. You cannot rely on current and actual databases, dynamically updated or whatever. And the other thing is, in most situations, you won't present to your customer with a huge tablet PC. Even an iPad is much too big for a standard order taking situation, for line busting or whatever. Then after a few iterations in going to the customer with a huge tablet PC, often companies start to think as terminal services would be the best friend and implement terminal services on a Windows C based device, Windows mobile based device. It's quite easy, just start the RDP client on the Windows C based device and you have your whole POS system in the palm of your hand. But on the other hand, it's a very small screen. It's tiny buttons that are, of course, the same layout as in the huge 15-inch or whatever touch screen, but it's only a very small 3.7-inch, maybe a 4.3-inch display on a Windows C device or whatever, and so the buttons get incredibly tiny. And you have to sharpen your toothpick to touch the buttons. I've seen solutions like that. It's really funny how the people interact with them, how the professional staff interact with them. And then, going down the route to all these, we see we can make more money with, more profit with having a mobile solution on a Windows C based device, so why not take the software? It's probably already implemented in Windows .NET, C#, whatever, so you can take a lot of your libraries and put it on the Windows C device. You can take your database because there is a small SQL server on the device, and then you have a Windows C device with the power of an ancient computer running a software which is intended for a quad-core whatever POS system, and all these softwares tend to be slow, very unresponsive, and of course they all have the problems that they have to connect to database, so they have also to replicate databases, they have to synchronize databases in a way that's completely different than in a standalone or stationary system. So most of the time these devices work initially in the labs, work the first week, maybe the second week, but if there is more crowd in the venue, then the network goes down, you have network problems, the database server can't be connected all the time, and all this stuff, so it gets out of sync, and then typically the Windows C mechanisms like database replications kick in, and you have to replicate a huge database, which is intended originally for a stationary system with a server and fat clients, is then replicated to a small Windows C device during operations, which is most of the time not very efficient and very error prone because of unreliable network and all this stuff. So going down this route, the next logical step is, hey, we all have iOS devices. I have an iPhone, I have an Android device, I have a Windows mobile device, whatever, cool Mango device, but and implementing the software for that. So you have to convert your software from this Windows environment to whatever iOS environment, Objective-C, or to Android environment with Java, the Java engine running, the Dalvik engine running. And typically, okay, you have a software team, you can manage this, and you have the software then on the device, but the core of the problem stays the same. Even when it's an iPhone, you won't have all the time coverage via network, via 3G, whatever. Networks going down, there is a lot of electronic disturbance around the venue, around the large venue, so you might even not get the 3G connection, and all the typical behavior as in the Windows C device, as I mentioned, the Windows C device kicks in. You have to replicate databases, you have to make sure that all the connectivity, because it's going via 3G over a public network, is secured. You have to make sure that you don't miss a command or whatever. So all this stuff, that's the real challenge in going mobile, is not done even then if you have a perfect looking UI, funny type of thing, software on an Android or an iOS device. It's just the UI, but not the groundworks that are needed to make it really efficient, really professional to use in a day-by-day basis. So that was one of the anchor points of the development of the Quipos solution, is to build up a system, a complete system, which hides all this complexity from your software guys. So if you use the Quipos system, you don't need to take care about network connectivity, about security, about net transactions going through, about battery stamina, about robustness of the device. All these things that you have to really carefully pick from one device to the other. It's all in the box called the Quipos system. And by doing this, you get several man-year of development just for free out of the box to use right away without having to think about mobility issues. You just draw your workflow that the customer wants. Maybe program some specialty or special sauce to your UI, to your functionality, whatever, but you don't need to take care about databases going out of sync, of batteries going down and all this stuff. It's all handled by the Quipos solution system. So this makes it really charming and perfectly to use for all kind of companies that want to go mobile, and everybody wants right now.